Alright, what's up? Today I'm going to be talking about the new Earl Sweatshirt album called Doris. If you don't know, this is Earl's first official album. He did have a mixtape called Earl, dropped back in 2010. It's what really kind of got his foot in the door in the industry. He's a part of Odd Future, so he's with Tyler the Creator and Frank Ocean and Haji Beats and Damo Genesis and all them dudes, which really kind of gives him at least some fame for just purely association. Um, there was like a big stir over him like a couple years ago going to Samoa. His parents sent him to some disciplinary camp in Samoa because he was just, crazy and reckless and getting in all sorts of trouble. And while he was there is when the Odd Future buzz and specifically the Earl Sweatshirt buzz really started to pick up. So, he's there in Samoa doing his thing at this camp or whatever, and he comes back to, to being a star pretty much. So that was really interesting. He's really known for his like complex rhyme schemes, his really poetic, almost kind of cryptic lyrics. His really slow, kind of mumbly flow. A lot of people don't really care for him that much. They say he's boring or whatever. I personally, he's one of my favorite rappers, but it's whatever you like. But about the album, I thought it was I thought it was excellent. I really enjoyed it. Um, Earl really gets a lot more introspective on this album, which I really, really enjoy. And this is really a new part of Earl's, you know, game that he's bringing to the table. Um, like on the song Burgundy, he's talking about his relationship with his grandmother and how he's, trying to do everything with his album, but he's still trying to find time for his grandmother and all that. And that's actually a song produced by the Neptunes, who Odd Future really looks up to. Sunday, he's talking about his girlfriend and, trying to make that relationship work. And on Chum, he's talking about a bunch of different things. His father, who's been absent his whole life, his just his general maturation process, and you can definitely notice the maturity that he has undergone. Like he is, is not the same dude that was rapping about raping women and killing people and shit like that back in 2010. And I can really appreciate that growth in an artist. Not only as an artist, he's not only making more mature music, but he's also seemingly at least become a more mature person. Like just from you know reading his interviews and comparing his 2010 to 2013, his whole demeanor, it really seems like he's not only come into his own as an artist but as a person, and that really makes people identify with him. Um, yeah, he's like I said, he's really like a mind-blowing rhymer that really shines through on this album. Like on the song "Whoa," he's that second verse, he's pretty much using the same few rhyming sounds the whole fucking time. It's incredible. Like if you're really into that like rapidy rap type shit, you're into flows and rhyme schemes, and you're more of a hardcore type dude. This is definitely for you. You would definitely appreciate this. Um, I want to say Vince Staples and Earl Sweatshirt definitely need to keep making more music. They had two songs on here together. The first one was the third single off the album called Hive. I really love that song. I love the beat. It was kind of, Earl's attempt at, almost minimalist, like a minimalistic type beat. And he killed his verses, and Vince Staples, he murdered his fucking verse, and Earl said he only wrote it in like 15 minutes. And they had another song together called, what was it, Centurion. Um, yeah, they both killed that shit too. So, they definitely need to keep on making music. I know they're friends in real life. So that's some cool shit they make together. Uh, I really like the production on this thing as a whole. It's kind of spacey. It's really out there. It sounds like he's taking you through a trip to the Twilight Zone almost is how it kind of comes off to me at least. Um, so yeah, I really love the production. Earl's more introspective lyrics. And Earl actually produces a little bit on this album under the name Random Black Dude. I don't know like specifically which songs. I know he produced some on Chum, I think, but if you want to know, you can just look up the credits or something. It's a very dense album, which I really love. I can't stand listening to an album with 25 tracks on it, and half of them suck, and you have to listen through all the shitty ones just to get some of the good ones. This is really dense. It's 15 tracks, but a lot of the tracks are just 2.5, 3 minutes long, so it's about 40 minutes long as a whole, and it's really a quality over quantity, which I can certainly appreciate. Really, my only gripe with the album, which is actually a very major gripe, is how it starts out. The first song on here, in my opinion, is the worst song, which is just an absolute, that's a cardinal sin. You absolutely want to avoid that at all costs. The first song, called Pre, should definitely, on any album, it should be one of the best songs, because that's the song that brings you in. I know I've listened to albums, didn't like the first song, and just didn't listen to the rest of the album. On Pre, Earl didn't even have the first verse. He, like Frank Ocean's cousin, is a rapper now. Who would have thunk it? And he wasn't terrible, I guess. It's just not what you wanted to hear. And then Earl's verse was, less than fantastic. And the beat it just kind of fell short. Then after that, you had Burgundy, which, I love Burgundy on its own, but when you listen to it in the context of the album, it just sounds so weird and out of place. They just threw it in there in such a strange place. Like, Pre was like such a dark type beat. You had Burgundy, produced by the Neptunes. That was more of a, not really happy, but, kind of a happier type beat. And then you had a song after that. I can't remember what it's called. Was it Sunday? I don't know. Which it was also a darker type song. It was Wave Caps, 20 Wave Caps. Yeah. That was also a darker type song. I didn't like that song at all. 20 Wave Caps. I didn't care for that. And then Sunday, it was all right. It was interesting, what he was talking about, but it still felt out of place. The first 4 songs just totally felt weird. I really feel like the album really starts to come into its own once you hit Hive, which is track 5, and then from there, there's really no, major weak points that I can really criticize. But yeah, that's about it. I really enjoyed the album. If you're a fan of Earl, check it out. It depends on why you like him now. That depends on whether or not you'll like the album, because like even Earl said, he's going to lose a lot of fans with this, because he's not rapping about the same things. He's not doing the exact same things. But give it a listen. If you're a hip hop fan in general, this is definitely one of the best, if not the best, rhymer that we got today in the game. So definitely check him out. At least check out like Hive, Sasquatch, Centurion, Burgundy, tracks like that. But yeah, man, shout out to Earl Sweatshirt, man. Did a great job with his first album. And thanks for watching.